that's full of tangled lines. We stitch our dreams with care and time. By hook or by needles we create a universe from thread and fate. By hook or by needles we find our way, pulling threads of light through the gray.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is By Hook or By Needles. My name is Sam, and I just want to show you today just two of my cast-ons for January so far. The first, if you've been watching last year, towards the end of the last year, and even earlier this year, you might have heard that one of my goals for the year is to do a pair of socks per month. So this is my first pair. I do both at the same time. I just find that avoids the second sock syndrome issue. It also means that if I make a mistake on one sock, then I can make the same mistake on the second sock and it looks like it's supposed to be there. It helps. But this is my goal. I don't know how far I'll get. So what I did in order to, get myself in, more excited about doing it and more sort of, I can't think of the word right now, it's escaping me. I thought, what I'll do is I'll join the Stephen West 2025 Sock Along, and that's what I did. And what Stephen West is doing is releasing a pattern a month, and every month you just knit the sock, obviously. And this month I will show you the design he has given us. It is called Stripe Step Socks. Yeah, try and saying that with a lisp. Goodness gracious. Now, this is in grey and green. I am using these colours because these are the colours that I got mid last year in my Yarn Club sock box. It's a subscription from Australia, and they send you every month, they send you some sock yarn, and you can knit a pair of socks. And so I thought this is perfect. Every month I'll get sent a pair of a new box of yarn on the 20th, around about the 20th, I think I get it every month. And then the next month, hopefully I'll be able to use that sock yarn with the pattern. If it's not the sort of yarn that's suitable for the pattern, I do have other boxes that I could check out and use. Now the yarn, I have already shown this, but I'll show it again, is Plassard. It is an Italian yarn. It is 65% wool, 25% polyamide, and 10% cashmere, and it is real cashmere. You can feel it. It is so luxuriously soft. The size of the needle is a 3mm or a US 2/3. I'm actually using a 2.25mm because that is what the pattern itself suggests. So yeah, normally, you would stick with whatever the label says, but from time to time you have to vary because obviously, patterns vary. It is made in Italy, but created in France. Ooh, how very European. This is a 50-gram ball. It contains 200 meters or 218 yards. And there's the instructions. Machine wash at 20 degrees. What's that? Wool program. So you're going to be washing it on gentle. Yeah, so what I thought I would do is I would use this as the contrast, this is the main. So I have cast on, and the stats for this are the same as this. So I'm using these two colors, which I thought were quite neutral. I can give them, depending on how big they actually turn out, I can use them for any number of my family, because everybody has tiny little feet except for me, who I was graced with huge flippers. So knitting two at a time, just the way I do things. I'm not sure if I said, now the pattern for Stephen West drops at the beginning of every month. So, you know, it works out well. Like I say, at the end of the month, I get my Yarn Club box, sock box. And then the beginning of the next month, I get a new pattern. And depending on whether or not the yarn matches this pattern, I'll use that yarn. What else have I got to show you? My other cast on, well, it's not really a cast on because it's crochet, but it, I don't know how many of you or who follows Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming and an Alaskan Crafter who is Jan. So it's Laura and Jan, or Lala and Jan as they are more commonly known. They do a hooker versus hooker every month, and yeah, they have a little contest. So basically what happens is they pull some people out of a hat, and those people, some people, oh God, I am getting these little bits of fluff everywhere and it's driving me nuts. I think it's coming from my washing machine. I need to empty the filter. Anyway, that's by and the by. The colors that were chosen by the pickers, they have pickers and contestants, or victims as they like to call them, and the colors that were chosen were blue, pink, and green. Now, this was the only yarn in the 3 different colors that I felt I had enough of to create the object which they want us to make for January, which happens to be a top. So I'm endeavoring to make a top. I've just started off with a little flower. I was just playing around New Year's Eve, well, after midnight on New Year's Eve, some New Year's Day, and I just sort of came up with this, and I thought I'm going to put it on a background of the blue, probably a circle, so that the roundness of the circle will be like the top of the shoulder, and this will be a sleeve, and I'll do whatever down below, I'm not sure, but I might make it even a bell sleeve, depending on how my yarn usage goes, because I've got 2 of these, and 1 and a bit of this. That's all I've got. So there will be less green in it than the other colors. But this is, and I will share this with you as well, this is Bendigo Calypso. Now, the kiwi is the green. It's 60% wool and 40% cotton. It is a hand wash yarn. So, you know, yeah. I try to avoid hand wash when I can, but I do love Calypso. And every time they bring it out, and they don't bring it out that often. The last time I saw Calypso was quite a few years ago. So it's sort of a brand that they sort of bring out. I've got cat hair everywhere. A brand they bring out every so often, but I do love it because it is really soft. And I don't know. I look at this and I go, okay, which is the cotton and which is the wool? Is this tufty bit the cotton, or is that the wool? And is the spun bit here the wool or the cotton? If you know, let me know, because I don't. I'm assuming this is the wool because there is more of this than this bit, but yeah. The recommendation is actually a 4mm hook, but I tend to use a 4.5, and I will be using I have been using a 4.5 for this portion. So that's one other project that I've got on the go. Now, just whoops, don't pick up your knitting and take that with you, otherwise you'll lose everything. I'll just show you how that yarn works up, because earlier this year I finished a blanket. Come on. I finished a blanket in it. Now this is on a queen size bed, so it was 3 flowers across and 4 flowers long. Yeah, it's a blanket that's hand washed. I gift most of my stuff away, so it's not my problem. It is dry cleanable though, I think. Is it dry cleanable? Yes, it is dry cleanable, so, you know, they can dry clean it if they, you know, don't want to hand wash it, but that's the instructions for it. Yeah, don't tumble dry, lay flat. But that just gives you an idea what it looks like when it comes up. Unfortunately, I did not have enough of the light blue or the light lavender pinky color to make the top, otherwise I would have gone with the lighter color. So that's why I've gone with the darker pinky and the darker blue. So yeah, they are the projects that I have cast on thus far this year. Well, sorry, no, I tell a lie. It's not entirely true. I did cast on and have already finished another project, which I can't show or tell you about just yet, because it is for another little monthly contest, which is called Battle of the Stitches, which Critters Crochet does, with Heather from Strings and Threads, I think it is. And what they do is every month they pick a stitch, and you use that stitch to create something, whatever you want to create with that stitch. And you don't use a pattern, you create your own thing. Now, I can show you probably a sneak peek, because I'm allowed to show sneak peeks. In fact, on the second Wednesday of the month is sneak peek day. So I will just show you that as part of the project. I made it in I think that was a patterns, yeah, it was a patterns summer swirl. So that's 200 grams, 800 meters. It is 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. And there's all the care instructions and needle sizes and whatnot. So I've already finished that project, like I say. That will be revealed in full on the 3rd Wednesday of this month. And then on the 3rd Wednesday, voting begins. What happens is content creators, they all create something new. They show it on the 3rd Wednesday, and then there's like a voting done by viewers, and I think a winner's picked, like a winner of the who made the best thing, or who's been voted as making the best thing, is selected, and then I think they win. There's a draw or whatever, and one person gets to actually win the project. yeah, as far as I know, that's how I understand it. So apologies if I've got that wrong, but I will link Critters Crochet, who is Teresa, loops, no, what did I say it was? Strings and Threads, or Threads and Strings, Heather, and I will also link Mad Mimi and an Alaskan Crafter, all in the description box, so you can go and check them out, and you can check out the Hooker versus Hooker and the Battle of the Stitches events, which run on their respective channels. Yeah, so that's what I've created thus far this year. Like I say, I can't show you the actual project. Now, Critters Crochet also do a monthly hashtag TWMT, which stands for Things We're Making Thursday. And the things that they're making this Thursday, or for the whole month, are washcloths. So you can pretty much make any washcloth that you would like, and any stitch that you would like, and you show that every, I think, Thursday, or you can, yeah, Critters Crochet in the description, or, you know, just search for the hashtag TWMT, and you will find her, and she will, just work while I'm talking. You can find her, and you can, no, that's not the way you do it, Sam. You can find her and find out more about Things We're Making Thursday as well. So, whoops, got a cat visiting me. So that's what I've got going on. It is just the 4th of January. I'm not sure if I've said that. 2025. It's 5:45 at the moment. So I need to try and get this out if I can. Oh, hello, Maggie. Yes, thank you, Maggie, for wobbling the camera and, yeah, doing all sorts of annoying things. Where you going? What you doing? Come on. No, you're not going to bite the camera. No, you're going to... No, come on. Good girl. Okay, yeah. Everything of mine has chewed corners on it. Phones, keypads, or not keypads, what are they called? Keyboards. Maggie, no. No. Oh, dear. Yeah, so I might have to go, because otherwise she's just going to create havoc. She just likes to go back and forth until she's settled. She's a very, very skittish cat, and she takes a long time to settle. Whereas her brother just comes up and just flops down in my lap or on my leg or next to me. This one just goes back and forth, until she sort of feels confident or comfortable enough to finally lay down. And that's when I usually need to get up and go for a wee. And we start all over again. So, yeah. Anyway, tangent I went on there. So, yep. Yeah, I might, what was I going to say? Yeah, I might do a dishcloth. I don't know. There is something I have in mind, but we'll see if I get time or not to do it, because I don't want to. I was just having I had a chat with K&K, or KK I should say, from K&K Crochet, and we were chatting about how, you know, last year we both felt like we were a little bit overwhelmed, especially towards the end of the year. We felt like we perhaps had taken on a little bit too much, and so this year we're trying to cut back on what we are promising, and then that way you know, if it happens that we do get time to do, you know, everything other stuff, we can, but we're not going to sort of promise it. We're not going to say, this is what we're doing this month, yada, yada, yada. No, we're just going to say, well, these are what we're going to do. We're going to try and definitely do those, and then we're just going to try and sort of give ourselves a little bit more breathing space, so we're not sort of pushing ourselves unnecessarily. I mean, we all know what it's like. We've all been in that same position, and yeah, so okay, I think that's probably the lot for now. I'm going to get this uploaded so you can watch it. Please give us a like, subscribe, comment, whatever, and I will speak to you in next time, which will probably be could be any time. Depends on subscriptions. Every time I do have to add a row to my subscribers scrap blanket, I was going to save them until Sundays and do all the rows on a Sunday, but then I thought I sometimes have a little bit of a burst of new subscribers, and then I find that yeah, I'm knitting and crocheting like 4 or 5 extra rows on each, and that can be a little bit time consuming. So no, I've decided now I will just do it literally 1 row at a time, so it's not less, so it's less time. Well, it's going to take the same time, but it'll just seem like it takes less time because I'm doing it on a daily or bi-daily or whatever you know, rate. Oh, did any of that make sense? I hope it did. Anyway, now I'm all twisted. Please take care, and remember, learn from the past, think about the future, but always live for today. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Hi, my name is Strawny. Did you leave a comment so we can have a little chat? That would be very nice. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.